What's going on, my people? It's your boy Smooth Blaze, and I would like to welcome you back to Under Reconstruction, Transformation of the Mind, Body, and Spirit. Session 1, Part 2. Now, before we recap on what we discussed on last week, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my page. Also, go to that notification bell and select all so you cannot and will not miss one video. Now, previously, what we discussed is determining whether our glasses have full versus our glasses have empty. And the only thing that comes with that is the idea of whatever situation that you're in, your perception is what dictates how you move. So always keep that in mind. But on this week, we're gonna hit on something a little different. And ask yourself this question every time you wake up in the morning and every time you do things or different activities or different events. Do I have a proactive or a reactive mindset? So that's a real question that we have to ask ourselves, because some people just reactive, some people cut 13 times before they make a move. It just depends. Now, here are some examples of what proactive or having a proactive mindset is versus a reactive mindset. Saving money for a trip versus using a credit card to pay for a trip. A lot of times we be in so much of a rush to get to what we want that we put ourselves in a deeper hole. That's a major thing that we always deal with. Another example would be working out an impulse versus a scheduled workout plan. Meaning, if I lay out a plan at the beginning of the month saying I'm gonna work out 3 days a week, and these are the days I'm gonna do it, this is how long I'm gonna do it, versus, well, I'm just gonna go when I feel like it because I feel like it might not ever come. So always keep that in mind. Another example would be preparing outfits for the week versus picking them out daily. If you take a weekend to say, okay, I know what I'm gonna do for this week, let me go and get all these out the way so I don't have to worry about nothing moving forward. Or you have a mindset of, look, I ain't worried about that. Every day I might have a different feeling. Like for a lot of women, they like, look, I don't like to pick out nothing because I might not be feeling it that day. So I have to do it daily. So it's just really preference. So as I think about all these things, one word that comes to mind to equate with being proactive versus reactive is structure. The best way to define structure would be construct or arrange according to a plan, given a plan or organization to. Now, it's best to be structured in life and have some type of structure. Not everything got to be structured, but your foundation should be structured so you won't have to be as reactive as you think. So I just want to give you maybe 5 or 6 techniques of how I stay proactive. Remember, these are stuff that I use that are good for me, not necessarily things that might be good for you, but these are the examples of stuff that not only that you can use, but that I use on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. First thing, purchase a calendar each year, meaning every year or at the end of every year, go to wherever store or whatever, even if they're giving them out at your job or whatever organization you are, keep it. Start writing in what needs to be done throughout your job or throughout whatever thing that you're going through as far as your organization, what needs to be done. That's the first thing you do. Number 2, understand my weekly routine, meaning if I'm going into a new job, new position, or whatever, let me figure out how the routine is on a weekly basis and adjust my skills to that so that I won't oversee or overmiss the things that I'm supposed to be doing. So always have a weekly routine and figure out what works best for you. That's what I do every day. Create a to-do list of skills to complete daily. The reason why I do this is because it makes you feel good about yourself as you're going through the day. Sometimes we get lax, we get lazy, or we just get passive. So having a list to check off, say, okay, I did this, I did this, I did that, it gives a reassurance that we're actually getting things accomplished throughout the day. And it gives us benchmarks. Number four, understand what attire is required for these occasions. Meaning, depending on what type of job or what organization you work for, there's a standard that they have set. Some companies are lax, some companies are real structured and professional. You figure out what's the best way based on what you observe so you can blend in whatever culture that you're a part of. So always be proactive enough to know exactly the scenery, how other people are, so when you're in that situation, you know how to move. You never want to be in a situation where you're being just reactive, meaning that you wearing what you want to wear, and then somebody tell you can't wear that, then you have an issue. It's like, no, if you pay attention to your surroundings, you'll be solid. Number 5, tasks you have not completed, add them to another day. Sometimes we get busy, sometimes we get overwhelmed, sometimes things just come out the blue. So in order to keep your sanity, what I do, I take a list, I look at my to-do list. If I have areas where I have not checked them off, I move them to the next day and put them at the top of the list so I can make sure I take care of it. It's like the last in, first out, like in accounting. You move that way so you'll know that you take care of all the bases that you need to cover. That's essential. And last but not least, number 6, do not lose sight of the overall goal. Meaning, whatever your goal is in the organization, no matter whatever your goal is personally or professionally, I'm gonna put it like that, always have an outline of your plan so you can visually see where you're going. It's good to visually see this because you proactively are structuring a plan so you can get to that point where you can reach, versus wishing and praying and not being or not moving in a proactive way, but you're moving in a reactive way. Wherever the wind blows, that's how you're going. So never have your life like that. So as we close, I would like to thank you for taking the time out to view my video, first and foremost. And if you love and like this content, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe to my page. Share it with somebody that really needs to hear this information, and no judgment is based on anything. And make sure you select all on notification bell. Don't forget that. But as we close, I always want to leave you with something that is meaningful. So every day, every time we go through things in life, just remember this phrase. We cannot control the hand that was dealt for us, but we can move with a purpose. It is your boy Smooth Blaze, and I'm signing out. Peace and love, my people.